Okay, so eyesight over 50. Now, eyesight is very important. If you can't see, you will always have to have someone or something that is assisting you with going from place to place. But trust, there are many people, they are not blind, they're not legally blind, but they definitely need assistance with their eyesight. So there we have glasses, contact lenses, sometimes corrective surgery, things of that nature, cataract surgery, LASIK surgery. And I have had to wear glasses since the age of 13. And I did not prefer glasses. I couldn't even believe that I needed glasses. And it's funny because you don't know you need glasses until you get glasses. And then you can see and are like, wait, what? This is what things are looking like. But luckily, I grew up and I was a teenager in the 1980s. My children love to call it growing up in the 1900s, but I was a teenager in the 1980s, and glasses were very popular. Gazelle glasses in particular. Many guys would wear Gazelle glasses. They weren't prescribed, but they were these big framed glasses. They would have gold on the side. And some guys wouldn't even have lenses in those glasses. They would just wear the frames. Or if they had the frames, the lenses were not prescribed. They were just, regular clear lenses. And so wearing glasses was kind of cool. Now, as a female that needed glasses, I didn't see too many females wearing Gazelles. I didn't really see too many females wearing any glasses, really. But I needed glasses. And so I was like, as long as I have to wear glasses, they need to be fly. So I would literally go to the eyeglass place. There was one near my town on Route 4. So if you from up top from Jersey, Bergen County in particular, there used to be this big eyeglass store. I forget the name of it. Maybe it was a Lens Crafters or something like that. But I would go there periodically and shop there like I was at the mall. And I would always shop for frames because they had the best designer frames. I mean, I had Gucci frames, Louis Vuitton, LaCroix, is that what it's called? Fendi, all different types of frames in different colors. I had red ones, green ones, gold and silver, black, brown, you name it. I had it to match my outfits. I changed my frames according to my outfit. I remember I got a gold and silver pair, just like my mother's. My mother had a pair. My mother's glasses, I used to always think were really corny. And, but she had these silver and gold pair that I thought was so fly. And it's funny when you talk about the 80s, you start using the words that we used back then, like fly. But, I really liked her gold and silver pair, and I remember going to get a pair just like them, and I did, and I would wear them. Those were kind of like my more sophisticated frames, but I definitely, spent a lot of money on frames. And some people, they used to always like to refer to me as being spoiled. But how can you be spoiled when you're spending your own money? I made my own money, and so I spent my own money. I worked in my parents' business, and I got paid every week, so I had money. And, I would get the things that I wanted. I knew how to save. I saved. And some things I would put on layaway, and I just knew how to shop. So, but at any rate, those were my glasses back in the 80s. And then in college, I had some really nice frames, when I was in college as well. I didn't wear them all the time, not as much as I did when I was in high school. And then when I graduated college is when I started wearing contact lenses. And I didn't have as many frames as I did when I was younger. I did have a few, but not as many because I wore my contacts mostly until, let me tell you, I I used to love going to Harlem. I loved 125th Street, the way it used to be, with the Mart, and just if you didn't have anything to do, or if I didn't have anything to do, I would just go to 125th Street and just kind of hang out. And one day I was walking on 125th Street and something got in my eye. And I had my contact lenses in. And I remember, and when you're used to putting your contacts in, you start to become used to touching your eyes and just manipulating them, doing whatever you need to do to, make it happen. And so I remember putting my finger like to my eye to try to, get whatever it was out of it. And y'all, I don't know what was in the air, because I didn't touch anything. That's the only reason why I was comfortable with doing that. It wasn't like I was holding on to rails, banisters, opening doors, or anything like that. So I was like, my hands they didn't look dirty or whatever. But y'all, when I did that to my eye, whatever it was, I don't know what was on my hand, but it burnt the mess out of my eyes. My eyes were on fire. And so I had to go to the nearest bathroom, which was in the Mart at the time, 125th Mart. And I took those contacts out and threw them away because, of course, I didn't have the case with me. And I just threw them away. And I did not wear contacts again until years and years later. I'm talking about after I was married. At that time, I think we were living in New Orleans. And I got contacts again. I put them in and they felt so good. I would leave them in for months, like 2-3 months at a time, which is so crazy. But they felt so good. Sometimes I forgot I had them in, so I would just keep them in. And one day I was like, let me take my contacts out. I took them out. First of all, I could barely get them out because they were adhered to my eyeball. And so basically I had to peel them off. And when I put them in my hand, they disintegrated. They just like crumbled. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to wear contacts anymore. Let me go back to the glasses. So I went back to glasses. I just had never been able to find frames that I used to always get when I was younger that I really loved, that I thought were fly, And so I got frames, I would just get like 1 or 2 pair and just call it a day and, just be regular with it. But let's fast forward to 40 because I'm talking about your eyesight over 50. All right. But when you turn 40, and I tell young people this all the time because I know some people in their 30s and they're like, I still have 20/20 vision. I can still see. Boom, boom. All right. That's cool. But there's something about when you turn 40. Oh, wait, before I get to that, let me tell you, I don't really prefer wearing glasses because I feel like when you put glasses on, you're hiding your face. And I love to see a person's face. And I'm just like, take your glasses off, let me see. And so, because I know some people that wear their glasses all the time and they don't even have to. They just wear them all the time. And I'm like, you so beautiful or, whatever. Why don't you just, not wear your glasses? And they're like, yeah, I know, but I just don't like taking them on and off. And I get that. So for me, I almost rather not see than to wear my glasses all the time at this point. And a lot of times I can't see. And people in my real life, in my circle, they know that. It's low key a joke because I'll be in situations and I just can't see. When I do presentations, unless I have a PowerPoint or I have to read off of something, I won't have my glasses on. I won't have contacts in, and I can see the audience, but I can't see the details of the audience. So I can't see their facial expressions to see whether or not they are enjoying what I'm saying, getting what I'm saying, vibing with what I'm saying. And so in my mind, I'm just like, everybody love what I'm saying. And I just kind of go off of that. It is hilarious. And it is, because if I can see their facial expressions, sometimes I get caught up in that. I don't know if you've ever been to a live D.L. Hughley comedy concert or show, but I don't know how he is nowadays, but back in the day when he first started, I remember seeing him in St. Louis, and he was one of those comedians that would roast people in the audience. Don't sit too close to the stage. Don't let him see you because he's going to say something. He used to be funny with that. Well, I'm that type of presenter, believe it or not. When I'm presenting and if I see someone, first of all, don't let me see someone I know. Don't let me see someone I know walking in late. I'm calling them out like, hey, what's up? And everybody's going to, turn their attention to them. Or if I see someone, because sometimes I do early presentations, like 7 a.m., presentations. And if I see anyone yawn or nod off, I'm calling them out. I'm like, listen, we all up early. I'm tired too. Imagine if I was yawning or nodding off doing this presentation. I don't want to see you out there, sleep. It's just like, if you're driving long distance and if you're tired and it's night and you have other people in the car, it's hard when they sleep in the car with you because you're tired and you can kind of feel that energy and it just brings you down and makes you sleepy. So if I'm presenting early, if I'm presenting late, because I've done a presentation as late as 9 p.m., if I'm doing one or the other or even throughout the day, And if I see someone sleepy or sleeping, I'm calling them out. And trust me, and I don't call them by name. People don't even know who I'm talking about. I'll look at them for a minute and then I'll canvass the room and, just say what I need to say. And the people sitting around them will, nudge them or whatever. And they'll just be like, oh, shoot, she talking about me. Yeah, I'm talking about you. That's how I am. But if I don't have my glasses or contacts, I can't see all that. And so it just kind of flows. There's no interruption or whatever. But at any rate, I almost forgot what I was getting ready to say. Talking about the glasses and not being able to see. Yeah. So when I was in my 30s and my children had started to learn how to read, I would drive somewhere cause see, I only will drive without my glasses if I know where I'm going. Like if I know exactly where I'm going, I don't have to read street signs or the signs on the highway or anything. I know where it is. And it's daytime. At night, I can't do that. I can't play. But listen, don't tell nobody. But when my children were younger and when they started to read and we would go somewhere and I'd say I forgot my glasses or I just didn't want to put them on, I'd be like, listen, I might write it down. This is what I'm looking for. I need y'all to look for this sign and let mommy know when it's coming up. And they would. And it would keep them engaged and involved in the whole process of going where we were going. And they never complained. I'll be like, you helping mommy, you part of this process. And they like that. So crazy. But listen, when you turn 40, and I'm trying to tell you, it's shortly after turning 40, you may find yourself picking up a newspaper, magazine, or just reading something that's in a fine print. And you will not be able to see it. I don't care if you have your glasses on, especially if you don't have your glasses on. I don't care if your vision is 20/20. I don't know what it is when you turn 40. Your vision completely changes. And it's like, wait, what? How can I not even see the words? Like, I know that it has words on it, but I can't make any of them out. What in the world? And if you are 40, have turned 40, whatever, and have experienced that too, let me know in the comment section. Isn't that the craziest thing? That is so wild to me. But let me tell you, when you turn 50, it's a whole different situation. So I know when I turn 50, I'm double nickel right now. I'm 55, all the way live in 55. But when I turned 50, let me tell you what happened. So, I go get my contacts and everything, get my eyes exams. And I have my contacts in and I still really can't see. I can't read. I can see, but I can't read as well. So I found myself having to go and get readers. And this was my first time ever needing readers with or without contacts. The thing about it is when you have contact lenses, at least in my mind, if I have contact lenses on, that means I can see. My vision should be good. I'm good. I'm good to go. If I want to put some sunglasses on, that might be the only type of frame I'm putting on top of my contact. But when you have to have your contacts on and you have to put on readers, that I was like, this is too much. Now you can find some really nice readers. You can buy them anywhere as long as you know what level you need, 1.25, 1.5, whatever. As long as you know your levels, you can find them anywhere. The grocery store, the pharmacy, stores like a Kohl's, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Rarely would people buy them at the eyeglass store because you can find them everywhere, Target, everywhere. So then they have really, really nice frames. But I said, I'd be daggone if I'm going to put on some contact lenses and still have to put on glasses. That's ridiculous. So I went back to my eyeglass doctor. Look, I'm calling him the eyeglass doctor, the optometrist, and was like, I don't understand why I would have to do that. So she was like, well, we can change your prescription so it could be a mono, I forget what it's called, but it's mono something. Because I have really bad stigmatism especially in my left eye. I have it in both, but especially in my left eye. And so she was like, one of your lenses will be for near and the other will be for far. And you have to adjust and get used to it. But that's how it'll be. So this way you won't need readers. And I was like, that's what I want. And so she gave them to me and they worked out well and I loved them. But then I stopped wearing contacts for a while, at least a year and a half. And now I'm back to wearing contacts. and I'm going to a new optometrist. And I told them I would prefer to have whatever is called mono, whatever, type of prescription for my contact lenses. So they was like, oh yeah, that's popular. Boom, boom. So I got them, and I have the trial ones. I don't have them in right now because I'm getting ready to pick up my new frames. But I had the trial ones, but they had to, after a couple of days, because at first I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, I can't really see. And then it felt like my left eye felt heavy, like the lens was just, I was straining or something. And so when I went back, the doctor was like, oh yeah, I'll up the dosage or whatever in your left lens and keep the right one the same. But with that, you may not be able to see as good going, in distance for far. And she was like, it don't really matter. Over 40, your eyes start to get to a point where you might need some readers too. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And plus I'm beyond over 40. I'm 55, like, know it. And she said, yeah, I know, because she could see my date of birth or whatever. But she was like, you just might have to wear. I said, I just might not have to do anything. Because, see, I'll go without being able to see before I have to wear two types of, visual devices at the same time. And so, maybe it'll mean that I can't wear contacts and I just have to stick to glasses. And trust, when I wear my glasses, whatever I need them for, that's when I have them on. Otherwise, they are not on like that. I'm not just walking around with my glasses on. I'm just not doing that. But I am trying out this new, I'm still doing the sample or whatever, the trial, contacts. I wore the new prescription that she gave me yesterday. It was okay. It was still, I have to just get used to it. I'm like, maybe I have to just get used to being able to see first, because it's interesting when you haven't been able to see for a while, and then you are, and whatever. But I'm excited to get my new frames. I hope that they are everything that I expect them to be. They're okay. They're not fly or anything, but they're the best I could do. They're relatively average. I would order glasses online. You know how you could do Z Below or Vogue or all those other ones. And I see those frames on other people. They're kind of thicker and everything. But I still feel like they take away from your natural, your natural face, because they are typically bigger, oversized, thicker, darker frames and, such. And also with my type of vision, what the doctor had said, and I know they said this because they want you to buy it from their, from their spot. But, I want to be able to make sure the adjustments are accurate for my pupils, because before you order your frames, they mark where your pupils are and everything so that the prescriptions are aligned with your eyes. Whereas I think if you order them online, I'm not sure if they can do all of that. So I just, I'm just like, let me just stick to this and just do basic or whatever. I may or may not show you my new frames. It just depends on how I feel when I put them on. You might see them on, who knows. But I just wanted to come on here. It's almost like a PSA, a public service announcement about your vision after 50. Let me know, are you wearing contacts and readers at the same time? And did you experience that same thing that I did once I turned 40 about not being able to read and just being like, whoa, what's this? And finding that your prescription has changed dramatically. I know as you get older, things change. I even asked for cataract surgery because my father had both his eyes done and he has 20/20 vision now. And his doctor explained to me what cataract is he was saying, as you get older, your lenses also are getting older, on your eyes. And sometimes they get so clouded over and it does obstruct your vision. And so they basically just remove the lens and give you new lenses. And then you have 20/20 vision. So I was like, that's what I want, And so when I went and asked my doctor, my optometrist, she was like, no, your eyes are not to that extent. But let me tell you something. And I think I did mention this before in another video, but when I did the eyesight chart, that the E is the top letter, and then you have all those rows, and they say read the first row, you can, read or whatever. Well, the first row I could read was the second row under E. So I was like, TF. And the assistant was like, okay, like, what's the other letters? And I was like, TF. that I can't see any other, like that's the second row down. And she was like, yo, how'd you get here? Type of thing. I remember one time I had to renew my license. And I thought it was gonna be, boom, boom, like no problem. I got my license, let me renew it. But they were like, you have to take an eyesight. And at the time I didn't have any glasses. I just didn't have them. I was just like, you know, I'm gonna strengthen my eyes by not wearing my glasses, because I low key think that when you wear your glasses too much, it weakens your eyes. So I was in a moment in my life when I was trying to strengthen my quote unquote strengthen my eyes by not wearing my glasses, and so I didn't realize I had to do an eye test to get my glasses, y'all. I looked in the thing, I couldn't see anything. They was like, I think it was kind of like, let me know when you see the dot. I'm like, you can start the test. They were like, it's been started. You can't see. And they were so concerned, like, wait a minute. Cause I said, I'm gonna just go. Cause then they tried to give me, first of all, they tried to loan me other people's glasses that worked there. Cause they just was cracking up. And so they were giving me, they was like, May, give me those, let me see your glasses. I was putting other people's glasses on. I still couldn't see. It would make it worse. And so I was like, I think I have some glasses at home. And they was like, how'd you get here? I said, I'm good. Cause they was like, yo, you shouldn't be able to drive with the way your vision is on this test. And so I was like, no, I'll be good. I went home and I didn't have any spare glasses or anything. And at the time, my children were like teenagers. So I was like, asking them, can I see your glasses? And I couldn't see out of their prescription. So I was like, let me just wait. So I, scheduled an appointment with my optometrist to get glasses so that I can go and get my license renewed. That was just the craziest thing, y'all. Take care of your eyes. Don't play around. If you can't see, it could be dangerous. And I understood that. I never ever try to drive at night without my glasses. I can't see clearly, but I can see without them. I can see images and stuff like that. But also, if you're walking, don't assume that everyone behind the wheel can see, because that might not be the case. So practice caution too. But just let me know down in the comment section about your eyesight, how you're taking care of them. You only get one set of eyes, and definitely they are a blessing. So take care of them. Don't do any harm to them. Don't strain them. And let me tell you, if I can't see, I don't try and strain and squat and squint or whatever. I just be like, I don't see it. I remember being at a conference table. It was a meeting. I don't know. It was probably 15 of us at this table on this, like at the table. The table was in a huge square, and there was a screen down. And I just glanced at the screen and I couldn't see it. So I was just like, well, it is what it is. The meeting hadn't started yet. And I didn't know what would some places the screen stays down. There's there's like not a TV, but just like a screen of sorts. And, if they need to do a presentation, if they need to show something, put the agenda up there, whatever, they'll do that. So I had a paper agenda so I could see that. So I'm thinking that's what they're going to have up there. And I kept looking around. The meeting hadn't started yet, but I kept looking around at everybody. They was like really intent on looking at the screen. I'm like, what are y'all looking at? What is it, a game on? What's going on? And there were people up there because they were joining the meeting virtually. And I was like, oh, okay, there's people up there. I couldn't really see them. I couldn't see who they were. I could, when I looked again, I saw that they were squares with people, but I couldn't see who those people were or their names for sure. But I couldn't see it. So I was just like, all right, well, who's up there? Can y'all tell me? And so they did. But, you need your glasses. You do. You won't always have people that are patient to tell you what's what. Luckily, so far, I have had people around me that are patient to do that, but you may not. So try and be able to see. Seeing is a virtue. It's something that a gift that God has given us. Don't take it for granted. Not everyone has the ability to see, either through birth or accident. So definitely take care of your eyes. I'm not telling you to, not adhere to the things that you need that's going to support you. But I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey with my eyesight. And so this is a no judgment zone. Trust me, I know better. My children, they can see very well. My husband, he actually has strengthened his eyes by not wearing his glasses. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you rely on things that, are supposed to support you, but they actually weaken you. And so if you really, practice and strengthen different muscles in your body, within your body, you can. It's just a matter of understanding those different mechanisms or techniques, strategies to do so. All right, that's all I have for you. Listen, please jump down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts and how you're taking care of your eyes and any challenges that you may have with your eyes. If you do have challenges, God bless you for sure. And I hope that you are getting the tools and the support that you need. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Remember, practice every day. Practice so hard that when you play, you will always play to win. It's been my pleasure chatting with you today. I am Coach Sherri.